are the key to solving the most fundamental problem of human life, which is allocating scarce resources to unlimited wants. This is usually called the economic problem. As the great economist Gary Becker showed, however, this challenge extends far beyond ordinary economic considerations to infiltrate almost every aspect of life. Applying economic thinking to a wide variety of problems opens the mind to insights that cannot be obtained in any other way. Here are some questions that are amenable to economic thinking, although they do not appear to be at first blush. Why do some animals, say rabbits, have a lot of offspring and devote few resources to each, while others, say whales, do the opposite? Which kind of animal are we? And is that equilibrium changing? What are the unintended consequences of zoning laws, of gas mileage regulations, of government transfer payments to individuals? Were the Germans who invaded Rome in the 5th century climate refugees? How about the Europeans from whom I'm descended, who invaded the Americas little over a millennium later? These are the kinds of questions Siegel raises in a book that asks the reader to remove the constraints on his or her reasoning that come from a lifetime of mainstream thinking and uninspired education. He asks you to engage instead in the opposite, unconventional thinking, bolstered by quotes from adventurous philosophers, scientists, and humanists through the millennia, and passionate self-education. A Big and Rich Africa? His chapter on education, for example, proposes that we could be on the cusp of a worldwide golden age of education, spurred by access through the Internet to books, teachers, and ideas that will reach those previously barred from such knowledge by custom and geography. Siegel quotes Deirdre McCluskey as saying that a big and rich Africa will yield a crop of geniuses unprecedented in world history. In a century or so, the leading scientists and artists in the world will be black. Have you thought about that? You might want to contemplate such an outcome, because it's very likely if what we've observed about genetic diversity on that huge continent is correct. Conscious capitalism. I've written extensively about free markets. While I believe that the single-minded pursuit of profit by businesses is misguided and should be tempered with, or replaced by, concern for all stakeholders, the first lesson that Rajendra Sisodia and I teach in Conscious Capitalism is that capitalism is marvelous, misunderstood, and maligned. From a starting point 200 years ago of more than 90% of the world living in desperate poverty, how did we get to be as rich as we are? We wrote, in a mere 200 years, business and capitalism have transformed the face of the planet and the complexion of the daily life for the vast majority of people. The extraordinary innovations that have sprung from this system have freed so many of us from much of the mindless drudgery that has long accompanied ordinary existence and enabled us to lead more vibrant and fulfilling lives. Wondrous technologies have shrunk time and distance, weaving us together in a seamless fabric of humankind extending to the remotest corners of the planet. Siegel's narrative fills in the details of this transformation, drawing on modern authors as varied as Mark Ridley, Stuart Brand, Hans Rosling, Johann Norberg, and of course McCloskey, but also a zoo of historical characters, including Charles Dickens, who it turns out appears to have been a capitalist free trader entirely consistent with his Victorian liberalism and compassion for the poor, the Flemish priest Ferdinand Verbist, who developed a self-propelled car in the 1600s as a gift to the Emperor of China.